Welcome back. There we go. Welcome back to the BSL Season 7 Pro League. I'm Rapid. With me is Nyoken. Hold on. Nyoken over there. Hold on. I really messed up my microphone cord this time. All right, there we go. Production value incredibly on point. We're back for our second best of 5. We are moving into a rematch of the Corrupted Cup semifinals between the Peruvian Terran god Terror and one of the best, if not the best, Zerg player in our modern era, of course, outside Korea, Trutacz from Poland. This is going to be sick, Nyoken. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, if you had asked me before Corrupted Cup, I would say Trutacz. Not for sure, but definitely a favorite. And it wasn't like it was 3-2 either. I think Terror won 3-1. So he could definitely win versus Trutacz. I think I still favor Trutacz just a little, but you gotta be thinking that Terror is probably riding a high there, because it's not like he just made top 4. He got second in Corrupted Cup, and that's the big deal, because usually Terror is somebody that makes it round of 4, round of 8, never really making it to the finals, at least not versus somebody like Trutacz, Bonnet, Dandy in them. So I may actually favor Terror just a little bit here, just because of how well he's playing lately.
Yeah, also I would say that Terror does have a couple of styles that he really likes using. Mech specifically is something that he uses that not a lot of Terrans are comfortable busting out against Zergs right now. The really big thing that helped him out was, I think, a lot of his preparation was superior on specifically the map pool for Corrupted Cup. But none of the maps are the same between Corrupted Cup and these maps here in BSL, except for the map Gladiator, which Trutacz actually won. So I don't know if that bodes well or poorly for Terror, but I totally agree with you. I would have predicted Trutacz to take Terror just because he is the reigning BSL champion right now. And Terror, like you said, usually goes out in the round of 4. But hey, let's see what's going to happen here, because they are meeting in the round of 8. Both of these players could easily go on to the finals, just like they almost did in Corrupted Cup. So I'm just excited to get into our first game, which does mean I also need to join the game. So now that I'm joining the game, we should be ready to go here in just a moment. So this is game number 1 of our second best of 5 series. The first map is Neo Sylphid, as you can see there on the screen, or could there previously. And now that I am loaded in, let's get into our first game of our second best of 3. It's Terror versus Trutacz in game 1 of a best of 5 to advance on to the semifinals. All right, here we are in the bottom left-hand corner of the map Sylphid in the magenta. This is the auto pick color for Terror. He's magenta every game. This is the Peruvian Terror Terran.
And in the bottom right, we've got the red Zerg. It is Trutacz. And I'm happy that the players have also gone top versus bottom all day long, because we can actually switch colors. Like black versus white was a bit much, but we got red and blue now. So we don't have that, like, the black color on top of the creep where you can't really see anything. So thankfully they did do this. And what do you think Terror's actually going to pull out? Because if we think back to the Group of Death in Corrupted Cup, where he just flat out could not beat Eon Zerg until the one game he went mech. Are we going to see mech?
That's actually a big deal. I think mech is something that a lot of Terran players kind of struggle with, because kind of by default, a lot of Terrans just like learn bio better versus Zerg, I think, especially when you consider like playing ladder games, right? I think mech is more of a thing you have to target against your opponent. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because it does seem like a little bit more vulnerable if you're not totally sure about it.
Yeah, I think definitely mech is very difficult to play, and it's also, a newish style. Like you said, most players, you just bio by default. If you are a beginner player, what if people ask you, or you ask what should I play, they're going to say Marine Tank best. They're never going to tell you to play mech. Mech is kind of like, once you start knowing how to play, recognize timings and stuff like that. And Terror's definitely knows all about timings, because this guy's got tons of sweet builds, and we do see the 12 gas. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean mech, because I'm a firm believer in this happening in the near future, that this Goliath build that we've been seeing lately, I really do think we're going to see 1-1-1. So with this being Terror, this could be 1-1-1.
A lot of Goliath builds versus Protoss versus Zerg coming out in Corrupted Cup. Not only just Terror, but we were really seeing some cool builds, even just within the microcosm of that tournament. So I want to see how the Corrupted Cup meta changes the world of Born Brood War. I think we're really going to start to see that, maybe even just in this series. So let's keep an eye on that. The annoying pesky drone scouting out the wall at the front. I guess, yeah, that is tight. Yeah, okay. I'm
so
trying to check
stuck
here.
now, and
yeah,
but at least he's going to see whether Terror's mining a lot of gas, and he sees that he's pulled off. So already we're feeling pretty good that it's not 2 port rate. And I think this is actually a mandatory win for Trutacz on this map versus this build. And the reason for it is, thinking back to Corrupted Cup, what did Terror win with versus Ian's with mech? I love how Terror is going mech this game, because if he wins this game, all of a sudden, Trutacz has to start thinking, well, is this guy just going to mech me every time? Is he going to... And because of that, he can switch into bio, which makes his bio more deadly, or some other timing. So I really do think that Trutacz, he has to win this game simply because of this opening.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see that within a best of 5. So hey, even if it is a build order win now, what does that mean for the rest of the series? Maybe Trutacz can kind of mind game his way back in there. Terror is scouting pretty successfully. He sees the lair, all that timing going on, knows it's 2 hatch, and keeping this SCV alive so long. Also keep in mind, man, this is turn rate 8. That was Terror actually changed his clan tag to turn rate 8 in Corrupted Cup. It was really hilarious because he was playing on LAN. But now he's back at home, and it's incredible to see what that guy can do with a high latency SCV. Finally, it gets taken out.
Well, we do see Trutacz going for a very similar build order to Jayun. I didn't get to see the exact lair or exact extractor timing. I think it was a little bit later, so this drone going out has to be for a faster 3rd hatch. But everything that Terror's doing looks like the Goliath build so far. Oh, the Vulture can't lose that, because that's your entire map control.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of damage. Now he's got to back off, and he can't even confirm ling count now, whether there's a 3rd hatch, and that puts you in a precarious position, because if Trutacz was to just make lings with speed, we have 2 Marines and 2 Vultures, and that's pretty hard to deal with when mass speed lings are knocking at your doorstep.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you assume the build is 2 hatch muta, because that's kind of what it looks like, but without map control, it's a dark, scary world out there. So there's a fresh Vulture out there, but it's not moving, it's not scouting, and it's not going to see this 3rd base coming up.
Now, we were pointing out the gas for, I think, SPX back in Power Bond, and at the gas of Terror's base, he's got 4 on gas, but one of them's not mining, so hopefully he can at least either put it on gas to get that, okay, he does see it, so luckily he's not going to lose any income, and Trutacz does have his 3rd hatch going up so fast. I hate this style, because when you have Vultures, how do you deny it? Vulture's DPS is literal 0 versus building, so this is basically just going to be Trutacz having an instant 3rd base.
Yeah, I'm really surprised, because obviously you would love to be able to take your 3rd hatch on location as a Zerg player, but usually you can't, because bio is just so deadly against that. But now, hey, Trutacz is making it happen, because he knows exactly what he's going up against here. And for Terror, I don't know if this is business as usual, but it is going to be that Goliath opener you were talking about, Nyokin.
Yeah, it's the Goliath opener that we've been seeing for months now, and it's +1 armor. That means we're moving out on the map. We're going for timing. We're not sitting in our base, sitting on and waiting for 2-1 with vessel support. He really wants to get some damage done. And what Flash likes to do is he likes to move out right when +1 hits, so he can get some pressure onto the Zerg, force out units as opposed to drones. But it does leave you vulnerable to something like backstabs, and the fact that Trutacz already has the hatchery done, and it's Sylphid where you have high ground advantage, you put down 2 Sunkens, Goliaths are just going to funnel up there, and you can't do anything.
There's a bad factory rally point, or maybe that's not what it was, but Trutacz already picked off 1 Goliath, and he's going to get back into the back of the base here, try to harass these turrets, take them down. Wow, how is that turret still alive? It must have been almost completed. Mass repair on the turret staying alive. How good are SCVs, Nyokin?
Yeah, the repair was amazing. That's actually not very easy to do, and Trutacz lost a lot of mutas there. 2 or 3 going down. He's trying to get some more SCVs, but he doesn't have the magic number of mutas, which is, 7 per Terran? So he's not able to one-shot the SCVs, but even though he lost a lot of mutas there, he did force... Oh, a Vulture gets to mid-right. He's going to shut down the drone line. That's...
Damn.
instantly puts down the colonies, but the longer the Vulture can just deny the drones from canceling, maybe these colonies actually complete. Trutacz scrambling to kill the Vulture.
Nice, perfectly timed there. Saves both the drones. Cancel successful. But man, that was actually really crazy. How did that Vulture even get over there? I look on the map and all of a sudden I'm just like, wait a second. Did he recall that Vulture there? I don't know. But now the Mutas are back on duty. You know, the only problem is time is kind of passed here. So Trutacz has really got to be thinking about the future at this point. The only problem is I think Terror is a little bit further in the future than he is. Look at these Goliaths. Oh.
Yeah, he's got a decent Goliath count, but really if you're going to go for the attack right now, you're looking to get maybe about 12, but he only has 6 and 2 Marines. This is a very dangerous move out. We know that Trutacz has 3 Mutas, but Terror doesn't know that. If Trutacz just showed up with like 10 Hydras, this attack is done. So this is a risky move out, but he's going to get rewarded. He's going to get an Overlord, which is going to be a nice pickoff. But Trutacz is doing what you should do. He's got his Evolution Chamber up. He's got 4 hatch. He's even got a Queen's Nest, and that's a really good counter to what Terra's doing. Now, I don't know about this move up. Sunken isn't done, though.
I mean, yeah, the Sunken's not done, but hey, Mutas on a ramp are still pretty good. And yeah, when the Sunken finish, that is not where you want to try to push up there. So Terror wisely backs off, but now this is a 3-base Zerg that can hold on to all 3 bases against what Terror has. He's heading back home. I don't know if he's going to feel too good about that.
Well, he got a little bit of damage done because he forced out Hydras, and it's not like Trutacz has 12 drones at mid-right. His econ still pretty good being on 3 base, but he doesn't have that super saturation that Jaeyoon always has. So nicely done from Terror. Didn't kill much, but doesn't really matter. And he is going into the +1. And surprisingly, this is actually going to be a drawn-out game because he's got his science facility going up. Starport already done. We're still on 2 factories. I guess he decided that the Mutas in the initial phase of the game delayed his push too long, that now he's just going to transition into the longer stages. And that might actually be the best play because we see that Trutacz is just going to be massing Hydras. And mass Hydras versus probably mass tanks, not the greatest.
Yeah, I don't know how Hydra is. Like, there's like a, I guess, timings where you hit early enough. But I love what Trutacz is realizing. Not only is it going to be a longer game, it's going to be such a long game. He's going Queens. Somewhere, area door, his ears are perking up. The hair on the back of his neck is tingling. He knows there's a Zerg making Queens out there.
Yes, so this Queen timing, normally if you had hit 1-1 perfectly, you're moving out at around 10:30. And actually, the Queens would not have energy for the Broodling. But since Terror is not going to be going for the timing, these Queens are going to have built up energy. Now, what I would like to see Trutacz do is put the Queens maybe at the very bottom right corner, because when Terran scans and sees the Queens, they're either going to attack immediately because they know you spent a lot of resources, or they're going to be ultra defensive. And if you can just hide the Queens, all of a sudden an incoming attack that Terran isn't ready for, you can just pop all the tanks instantly, and then Hydras just run you over.
Yeah, it's so clutch though, because like Queens, I feel like Queens gain energy slower than any other energy user, because like you need so much energy for Broodling that you run in, you Broodling, and you gotta go. And if that's not it, good luck hanging on while you have a bunch of useless gas bags in the air.
Yeah, so we've got the 3rd base coming down for Terror. And with that slight move out, and also the fact that the push hasn't come out, Trutacz is going to be feeling very good about this. Because, he's got his Queens with energy now. They're about 45 seconds away from being able to Broodling, and he may just insta-go, because we see the tank count from Terror. It's only 4. How many Queens we got? We got 6. So all these tanks are insta-dead. So Terror, I don't think he's seen it just yet, but if he has seen it, he just needs to start spamming turrets or something to at least try and stall out this incoming Queen attack. Man, Trutacz really macroing like a god. 95 to 115. That's pretty damn good.
I mean, they are all Hydras. Hydras die faster than almost every other unit, especially against these siege tanks. So I'm kind of curious. Also, let's take a look at the siege tank count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 plus a couple. So So once these queens kick in, there might not be any tanks left over, which makes these Hydras a lot more potent. But oh my god, 3 vultures sneaking through. Second, only 1 sunken here at the third base, and that's going to shut down mining.
Yeah, but that's just going to trigger the attack from Trutacz. The vultures just hiding in the pack. That's going to be so annoying. And if this attack fails from Trutacz, Terra's going to be in an amazing spot. But the 6 queens, it all comes down to this. If he can get the queens in, pick off these tanks, we're going to have, how many Hydras is this? Like 30 Hydras versus, what, 12 Goliaths? There's no way the Goliaths can win. Here he comes. Mines, we also got to factor those in. Can they get any big hits off?
Some nice tanking Hydras up in the front. Here come the queens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's hunting over turrets for tanks that aren't there. The Hydra's dying to the tank that is there. That one lone tank, even though it does get broodlinged, kills all the Hydras, and now most of the queens dead as well.
Rapid, the genius Terror. Look at the third base, the science facility, and the rocks. There's 2 tanks under there that he couldn't pick off. So those, I was wondering, how are these Hydras just dying so fast? It's because these tanks are just shelling them without fail. They cannot be damaged because you can't see them. It's not, you know, StarCraft 2 where you can like change your camera angle. So Terror with an amazing trade. Look at this supply now. It's 70 to 115. Remember, he shut down the drone line, so the econ isn't even that good.
I cannot believe he perfectly countered this. He's still not going to be able to target these tanks. The lifted buildings from Terror making his tanks untargetable kill every single Hydra here. And even though Trutacz is still continuing to go for it, I mean, the wind is out of his sails. Terror holds on like a boss.
Yeah, and I don't even think Trutacz realizes that there's a tank there. He just keeps going. All he can see are Goliaths and vultures. You're thinking that's what you want, but it's not working out at all. And he's just continuing to pump Hydras in the main. He's still on lair. This Queen's Nest was strictly for Queens. Now he does have +2 coming in, and the tank count is not that high right now for Terror, but he's got 7 factory now, so his production is going to kick into full gear pretty soon. They're still dealing so much damage.
I cannot believe. Let's hold on. Let me check the kill count. 16 kills on one tank and 13 kills on the other. And almost all of those are Hydras, so damn. Terror, like, you don't need high turn rate to put your tanks under buildings.
No, you just hit that O button and they do the work for you. And Terror's going to be 4 base in at any moment. He's got his upgrades going. He has +2 now. So he's just started +3.
Jeez.
And because the hive isn't done, we can't match +3. And +3, Terran just starts one-shotting almost everything other than Ultralisk.
Yeah.
So what do you do as Trutacz? He's trying to drone, but this is the point in the game where Terra's about the max.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see 2-1 done for Trutacz here in a little bit. Oh, irradiating these queens. You got to go with it. They do have enough energy, but they can't do anything. He's going to parasite the vessels at the last second before the queens die. But already, man, losing these queens means that there's just not going to be enough broodling. Now, this is a good move by Trutacz, shutting down this, 10 o'clock location, forcing a cancel on that command center building and actually killing the next SCB building. And so he's doing everything he can with what he has. He just doesn't have that much anymore.
Yeah, and Terra's econ is crazy. 75 SCVs. Just build another command center up there and he'll be just golden. And it's not like Trutacz has top middle with tons of hatches anywhere. Well, he does have tons of hatches, but it's not like he's got super econ. He's very low on drones, only 50. More queens being made, but they don't have the energy. So if Terra was to go right now, he would be so strong, but it doesn't seem like he's identified that just yet. I realized he doesn't have an academy this whole time, so he actually has no scans. So he doesn't know the position he's in just yet. So that's kind of saving the day for Trutacz, because look at this squad. 160 to 95 with 2-1. Terran can easily just overwhelm Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going like this mech build. I think mech is overall maybe a little bit stronger, but especially when you're ahead in upgrades, supply just in general, so valuable. And then you float buildings over it all. And that's just the icing on top.
Well, Terra's about to mine out in the main. He's about to max, but he's got 4th base coming up, so everything's just fine for him. I'm trying to get a count on this tank. Okay, he's got 10 tanks, and there are, I think it was 7 queens. So we could pop a lot of tanks pretty quickly, but I just think the supply is just too much for Trutacz to overcome. But This is going to be Terra moving out any moment now. He's basically ready to go. He's got his comp sets coming in. I like that too. So he's definitely going to be able to come in from the best angle possible.
All right, now 11 or what is that? 8, 9 queens at the 12 o'clock base. They are being scouted out by these vultures, but they're still there. That's still super scary, and they almost all have energy for broodling. So that's still pretty valuable as long as they don't get shot down by these Charon boosted Goliaths. And also, some of these science vessels are actually still parasited, so really good vision on the Terran army. Oh, actually, no, he pulled away the one parasited vessel. Never mind.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to these parasites again. And even though Goliaths deal amazing damage versus queens, it's really hard to target fire the queens because you're not really paying attention that closely to the Goliaths. So wow, Trutacz caught up in supply a little bit at 130 to 190. Still a big supply advantage, but the longer Terra sits in the middle of the map, the more units Trutacz is going to get. And it's really just coming down to the angle. If he can just have a big surround. Okay, is he going to go now? Scourge are setting up like they want to go.
Yeah, here we go. I'm waiting for the Gosu EMP that ends Trutach's whole career, but it's not coming in just yet. Doing a great job of holding the queens back, waiting for the siege up, trying to outposition these Goliaths, but just making a giant wall, a great wall of Terran over here. I don't know if there's a way these queens are getting to the tanks in the back, Nyoken.
Yeah, you would think that, but surprisingly, queens are able to get in. So we're really going to have to pay attention to whether they can or not, but the tank count is just massive. We're at 12 with +3. And I like how Terra has his Goliath slightly far forward, but still within range of the tanks. But we do have a big counterattack of Hydras skirted around the entire tank line.
Yeah, actually, the tanks are totally unprotected from that angle. I think he's going to come in from the vulnerable top and actually snipe most of these tanks. Oh, seeing the Hydras means that Terra is going to pull back. He's going to try to turn around. This attack on the 10 o'clock base is actually very, very potent. And there's no buildings floated over the tanks this time, Nyoken. The Hydra's getting in, but there are tanks to the south. And it looks like the Hydras will be cleaned up. Yeah, here come the queens.
But they're way too far out of position. Smartly, Terra moved his entire army, but still the tanks are out in front.
Oh, no. He's not going to go for it. And you don't want to, like, brutling your Goliaths. It's just, like, not worth it. So he's trying to find a way in on those tanks in the back. Just can't do it.
Here we go, a big engagement because Trutacz isn't turning around and the queens are coming in, but there's just so much Terran. You see the Goliaths are not focusing. A lot of tanks going down. We have so many behind it. He just steamrolled.
Yeah, he did actually do a great job cloning there on those tanks, but there's still so much. I mean, there's like 100 supply difference.
Yeah, and do any of the queens have any energy? A few of them went down, but none of the remaining queens have any energy, and Terra's just instantly remaxed again. And with, 10 more tanks, Mass Goliath, Mass D-Matrix, and Irradiate, there's no way that you can stop this Hydra.
Yeah. This has got to be it. It's 3-3 mech. Maxed out. The Queen strat was really cool, but I think after that attack on the invincible tanks, one of which is still alive down there. Actually, they're both still underneath the Terran buildings. Not even Terra could target them. That was really such an immense hold that Trutacz never really recovered.
Yeah, they're just genius play. Oh, the racer into the main. Nope. GG coming out from Trutacz, and Trutacz is in trouble because, as I said, this I feel like is a mandatory win versus someone like Terra with recent games in your mind. Like, oh, he's gonna mech me. Now Terra can just go in to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, now that Terra has gotten that momentum, he's already showcased that not only can he go mech and stabilize, the ability to pull out spicy moves like this. That's got to be a BSL Pimpus play. Somewhere, somebody's got to be clipping that for that free upvote karma, because, oh my god, so sick. So Terra's starting out with a lot of momentum. He's feeling good. His turn rate 8 strats are back, and I love it. I love it. This is his home turf. So, I mean, it's a best of 5. So, like I said, this is where those best players are truly crowned. So, I really hope Trutacz can come back and hopefully not repeat his previous 1-3 loss to Terra in Corrupted Cup.
Definitely Trutacz has the potential to bring it back because he's our BSL champion. This guy's crazy. But I am already a little worried. And we're going to have Power Bond, which Terra showed the mech versus Eon Zerg, and this is the map that you can wall on. So never know. Terra could have a quick 2-0 lead, and then what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, especially on Power Bond, I feel like that's the map probably everybody practicing for BSL is most comfortable with. And if you can beat Eon Zerg here, like, okay, like that's pretty scary. That's legit. So let's see if we can make it happen as we get into game number 2 of our second best of 5 of the day. The winner of this match actually will go on to face off against Jaeyoon in the semifinals of BSL Season 7. All right, here we are on the map Power Bond in the upper left-hand corner in the blue. This is our Terran player from Peru. It's Terror.
In the bottom middle, we've got the Polish Zerg, our previous BSL champion. It is Trutacz. And I said it last series with SPX, this is the spawn you want on Power Bond. And Trutacz is going to be able to at least see the high ground first, and I would love to see a wall again from Terror, even if he doesn't mech, just get the mind games going crazy. And what is Trutacz going to respond with? Are we going to see a fast pull? You have to remember, he also went 2 hatch last game. So like I was saying, 2 hatch is very in vogue. Yeah, in vogue, exactly. And that's exactly what Terror's doing. There's the depot wall.
I love it. Yeah, very. I guess a lot of respect there, especially if it was like an early pool. Like, I love Power Bond so much. You can depot wall. You can do a lot of aggressive builds because it can be a little bit closer than what you're used to on 3-player maps. But regardless, I don't think we're gonna have quite as much of a build order win. But I do want to see what the opener is for Terror. It's not going to be that 10-10-10 like we saw from SPX in his games versus Jaeyoon. I love that we've got 2 TVZs that are both going to play out totally differently.
Exactly, and we're going to have to just keep a close eye on Terror. Is he going to get gas? He has the money for gas, but gas not going down. And what I do sometimes on maps like Overwatch, where you can wall like this, put down that instant depot. And if Zerg really knows the mineral timings for Terror, they would know there's no possibility for gas. But oh, he's going to let the drone in, and now the drone's actually going to be able to confirm that there is no gas. But still, what is Terror going to do from here? We already saw someone go for delayed mech on this map, wasn't it? Was it SPX? I can't remember.
I want to say it was SPX, right?
I can't
This is why chat exists, to tell us who was the guy that went delayed mech on this map. I want to say SPX, but somebody tell me who it actually was. But for the meantime... Yeah, so is SPX saying, oh no! Whoa! One last shot. How are SCBs so good, Nyoken?
Well, they got 60 HP. They need to be nerfed, right? So that they have even health, 40-40 as the probe and drone, right? Everybody needs to nerf the SCB. They're so crazy strong. And the Overlord, oh, you also have to remember that drone didn't go into the main. So he still doesn't know if it's gas. And this Overlord that ran into the main, what's it doing? It's now not even overlooking the natural. So he doesn't even know if this is a command center or factory or what this is.
Yeah, this is like the worst possible amount of information to have as a Zerg player. Because A, if you scout too deep, then you just lose the Overlord. And B, you're not getting any information because it's literally scouting nothing where it is right now.
Yeah, so if you're Trutacz, what are you thinking? I thought that this was going to be delayed mech, but he's actually pulling out something that I've been using a lot on Overwatch, which is Fast Academy, because he's going up against 2 hatch, but he doesn't have to spend a lot of minerals on Marines. Why? Because he's got this depot wall. So he's able to tech fast, get his upgrades going, put down barracks. Now, this Overlord, I am a little surprised he built 0 Marines because he could push the Overlord out.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to get to the point where we need to have Raxes come down, and he should know that this is bio now.
When these links show up, they're going to be like, wait a second. You really went no Marines? So a pull on the SCVs is going to hold on for now until the first Marine pops out, and that'll push it away. But yeah, he got away with no Marines for a long time. SCV in the main as well, so Terror's killing it this game.
Yeah, but this is very weird because when I usually play like this, I'm putting down second and third racks because even if you have stim and range rapid, you got to have actual Marines to deal with the mutas. Like SCVs don't shoot air. You got to have actual units. So this is a very interesting style from Terra, but his upgrades are crazy fast. +1 even started. So he's powering extremely hard. But that overlord that I thought was going to be useless was actually an incredible scout. And we see Trutacz instantly taking a third base again.
Yeah, I mean, he can't really confirm the number of racks, but you're right. Usually they do happen in time to capitalize off of these upgrades when they finish. Now it's going to be like the racks are going to hit he's going to finish building the racks when the upgrades finish. So I don't know if this is like a delayed +2 timing or what's going on here, but yeah, I too am confused.
We do have 4 racks coming down. This may actually be something like 5 or 6, which would be very surprising since we're facing 2 hatch or 2.5 hatch in this scenario. Yeah. But again, we just don't have any units, so I'm getting a little weary that, well, turrets are coming down, so he'll be fine for now, but he's not really going to be able to put on any counter pressure onto the Zerg because it's just going to take so long for him to build up the units. So we'll have to see what he wants to get done with this initial army move out, or whether it's just going to be similar to Jaeyoon versus SPX on Sylphid, where just consistently Jaeyoon kept the bio ball down to literally nothing the entire game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the scans, he's going to see exactly what's going on. Already 4 turrets on the way. Knows it's mutas. Everything's good there. But wait, has he seen this 3 o'clock base yet? I didn't catch if he scanned that or not.
I don't think so. I mean, he might have, but it's a 3-player map. They're gonna have so many bases available. You're probably feeling like you're gonna waste a scan if you try to attempt to scan.
Yeah.
A hidden base, because there's just so many options.
Well, I'm just kind of trying to think of what number of mutas he's expecting, because I think this is gonna be the full 9, maybe just 8. I don't fully know, but one of those numbers. And that's obviously way more than 2 hatch. And I think maybe you can judge by the timing here that it's not 2 hatch, because the mutas would have already shown up at his base by now.
Yeah, it's a slightly delayed variation of 2 hatch, but here come those mutas. How much damage can they actually get? What?
Ooh.
I thought he was going to engage the bunker with Lings attacking the depot or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the move, but we do have Factory coming in for Terra, so he is streamlining his build very well. He's going to have Vessels coming out pretty soon. And I hope we don't see Jaeyoon style, which is mass mutas, which we might, because we see Lings actually being produced at the natural, and I'm worried that he's trying to bust a wall.
Yeah, that would be like there's no Banelings in StarCraft 1. Like, how do you get through that? He's getting speed as well as more and more mutas. So I think you're right, Nyokin. I think he's just going to try to go for it. No more drones in production. This is all Lings all the time. Did he get the mutas in? Yeah, he got the mutas in the main. If he can snipe maybe some of these medics, maybe? He's going to be on top of the mineral line and the production. But if he loses these mutas, I mean, how are you busting that?
Yeah, he's stuck. This is not where you want your mutas, and there's 3 mutas that are extremely low. Luckily, the turrets don't pick off any of the mutas, but I really do think he could have busted the front, but now with the mutas so low, this feels like suicide. It's, how many mutas is this? Maybe 10 with about 25 Lings, and there's no drones at mid right. So really, Trutacz is committed to this, and he's really on a timer because Starport's about to finish.
Yeah, man, what is this? So good. What? Oh, man. Okay. +2 or +1 armor rather on the way for bio. It's about halfway done. So if this push doesn't hit, soon, that will obviously be done. But I think it is actually going to hit before that. I just don't know how much damage this is going to do because these mutas are super low.
Yeah, the mutas are extremely low. They don't have +1 armor or +1 weapon or anything. So we're not really. They're not like super tanky, they're just normal mutalists at this point. But he's being annoying. He's at least keeping terror in his main. But the problem is, Trutacz wasn't droning. So he can keep Terran in their main the entire game. But if you don't have the econ to back it up, who cares? Like, he's got to get something done with these Lings and mutas.
Yeah, I mean, he's built all these Lings, and he even has like some of them back in his own base. He's got like 4 at his third, some in the main. Okay, he's sending those, but I mean, like, look, you gotta go eventually. He does have a decent amount of, like, what is he doing by the bunker? Like, that's a full bunker.
He was trying to take out the turret. It got repaired at 1 health, and we have 5 out of the 10 mutas are still so low in health. And now that the science facility is done, Trutacz is in big time trouble. He's got to have like the engagement of his life, but because he doesn't have any upgrades, we're about to have 1-1 Marines, and they're just going to trade so well that we're never going to have a favorable engagement.
Man, I joked about that +1 armor finishing because it was just so far away, but it will actually be done for this bust. That's crazy. How are you trying to bust by the time Terran can get 1-1?
Well, we lifted the racks. This might be Trutacz thinking that it's go time, but how much bio has Terra really lost? The mutas really have not killed that much. He's got probably enough units right at his net to stop it.
Here we
and
go.
Here he goes.
This has got to be some sort of big brain, but I think it's actually quite a small one. The bunker is still alive, by the way, and that's it. What did I just watch, Nyoken? Oh my god. That was the death of a human right there. I mean, actually, the human player lived, but you get the idea. Wow. Trutacz, I don't know if there's like just a lot of lag that game, that he just didn't want to play it out, or what was going on there, but really confusing to see him not use the value of being able to get like that free third base and drone up while Terra was super turtled.
I think he had an opportunity to bust if he had just gone, because remember those Raxes were not very fast. We had no units. But because the mutas went in and got stuck, and then they couldn't get out, that's just buying Terra more time to actually get units at this point. And then by then, the moment has already passed. So I don't hate the idea, because he saw how late the racks were. But the longer the game went, I felt like we needed to be more decisive. Like, we're either going to go or we're going to transition, and we didn't do either.
Well, that's going to do it for our second game. Man, Terror is really, really killing it. And I think we're actually going to see almost an exact repeat, because coming up next, I believe we're heading onto the map Gladiator. And this is kind of eerily similar to their Corrupted Cup series, where Terror took the first two games in almost exactly the same fashion on Circuit Breakers and Overwatch, and then they headed on, it was on Blockchain and Circuit Breakers. But then game number 3 was on Gladiator, and that was the only map Trutacz was able to win against Terror. So if he can pull that off again, we got a series. Otherwise, man, Terror is going to booster rocket his way into the round of 4 to take on Jaeyoon. So let's get into the third game in this best of 5. The decider match for Terror versus Trutacz. See if Trutacz can stay alive, or if Terror is going to head on to the round of 4. All right, in the upper left-hand corner in the red, from Poland, the legendary Zerg player Trutacz.
In the bottom left, we've got the South American Terran on the brink of eliminating our last BSL champion. It is Trutacz. Or it is Terror, sorry. And again, Rapid, we've got the ideal spawn. You can complete wall again. And I want to see it from Terror. I either want to see the wall, or I want to see 8 racks. I do not want to see in-base depot, because, as I was saying, it's all set up from the Sylphid game. We saw depot mech, we saw depot command center, no gas, and then the drone got sniped, and there we go. This is why I said this is the game 1 was mandatory, because now this is all Terror. He can do literally almost whatever he wants.
Yeah, even something like super stupid and wacky, like he could go 2-port Wraith this game. He can just really mix it up. These spawns are so close. I was really hoping we were going to see early racks, but looks like we're not. He's just going to wall off at the natural.
Now, luckily for Trutacz, again, he gets his Overlord in position over the net. This time, I don't think he's going to go into the main, but he could. And we're going to have to keep a close eye on whether Terror is going to gas. We are sending out an 11 scout. Generally, at least from Flash's tutorials, that means that we're not going mech, because your 12 gas can be a little faster, and you have a little bit better econ, and you also have the wall going. So we'll have to see if Terror is going to have the 12 gas. So far, no 12 gas. He's got another SCV queued. Now, the big brain move is if Terror scouts Trutacz first, which he is. If he builds a command center on the low ground, and then floats it. Because what does the Overlord see? He just sees no command center. And there's the fast depot. Drone can't get in. This is a nightmare for Trutacz.
I mean, it's also kind of a nightmare for Terror because his SCV had pretty bad RNG with the build location. So drone's being annoying, but you're right. It's much worse for Trutacz not being able to see anything inside.
Yeah, and we see there's no gas. I hope we see it. Low ground command center. Float to the Nat. Well, Trutacz Overlord is moving off again. Well, we already saw this fight last game. You don't want to fight this, Trutacz. Drone versus SCV.
Yeah, we already know who wins. I mean, the drone might be a little bit slipperier, might have some range, but I love that the SCV can actually get back inside by just using the building RNG. That's actually so sick.
Drone turns around. Overlord is going to try and sneak around the side again. Now, I don't know if Terror knows that this is what Trutacz does, but based on last game, he may just know, and he just confidently puts down the command center because he knows Trutacz can't see it. We do have the fast gas again. Is it going to be delayed mech? Is it going to be the same style? This is just like in the SPX versus Jayun series, a map you can push very fast, but again, 2-hatch play from Trutacz, and since our Raxes are going to be delayed, obviously that's not going to come in. We're not going to see a fast push, so I'm curious to see what the follow-up is.
Yeah, what is the follow-up here? Man, I got for a second there, I had a twinge of that, like, not a nuke rush versus Larva. I was just like, man, come on, that'd be just the sickest. But obviously, that's going to stay a dream basically for the rest of my life until Nada comes back. But he didn't make it into KSL, so I'm going to have to keep waiting. But I think this is going to look a lot like basically Jayun's games, just going 2-hatch. And, I mean, 2-hatch is pretty strong in these positions just because, A, you're super close by air, and B, you got this high ground to micro over at the natural.
Well, this Overlord did sneak around, and he does come into the main, and he does see that it's a factory. And you would think that this is probably going to be delayed mech just because of how the trends are these days, but it could be the 1-1-1 follow-up with just better econ. Or have to see how he wants to transition out of this. And Trutacz again with the 2-hatch. This time he had to build a fast sunken because of that wall. I didn't know what we got. Ling versus SCV. Who wins that? Oh, actually, is Trutacz is going to win the game with 4 Lings?
No way. Man, this is a much better bust than the one he did in the last game.
Well, the Lings actually get in, but there's only 2 left. And in response, Terror just going to build a Vulture, and they're going to get cleaned up very easily, but still annoying. Instantly armory, so this is going to be some type of mech. Ling doesn't get much damage done, but Trutacz again, not the greatest econ. I'm a bit worried now because he saw the factory and he saw a second factory, yet he still puts the 3rd hatch at his entrance. And really, you need a lot of econ to deal with mech.
Yeah, for sure. You're just not going to trade well against it. Man, I would have loved to see the last game replayed, but with econ instead of a bust, because I felt like that was kind of the right play for Trutacz. Obviously, it's easy for us to say as observers, but not the way it went. But let's see what's happening. We still got, Hydra Den coming up at the Nat.
Well, this might actually be a bust like we just saw last
time.
This may be like 5-6 mutas to force out Goliath, and then follow up with fast 3-hatch Hydra. We see how fast the Hydra Den is for it's obviously for SimCity right now, but we could have the quick follow-up. And Hydra busts are pretty dangerous on Gladiator, especially with a wall like this. You can pick off 2 depots. A lot of times, Terrans think like, oh, I just lost my wall, who cares, I still got a bunker to repair. But you don't realize that if I lose 16 supply in depots, all of a sudden you're supply blocked and you're facing a Zerg that's all in it.
Terror sacked his SCV to scout eggs hatching and drone saturation. He didn't see the eggs hatching, so he doesn't know that it's not mutas, it's hydras instead.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying. The mutas are going to force out Goliath. He's even getting range, which is what you have to do versus the mutas, but that just delays the siege timing. And the real threat is going to be the hydras that are 100% going to bust these depots, may get the bunker, may get the racks, and Goliath, sure, they're okay, but the choke of Gladiator is not the biggest, so it's really hard to get a good concave. So he's got to be very careful with his Goliath when he actually engages these hydras.
This muta number might kind of throw Terror off, or it might tip Terror off, because there's only 4 mutas. Like, there's no build that gives you exactly 4 mutas, I don't think. except for, you know, one where you're not building the rest of the mutas. So now they run in here. They're going to see the Goliaths and the turrets, and let's see what the reaction is. Ooh, 3 more Goliaths on the way here. So Terra is kind of sold on this.
Yeah, he really does think that, at least for now, there's mutas, but we know that the Hydra is going to come in here, and I think that Trutacz, if he goes right now, may just end the game. He's got a lot of Hydras. What is this, 15 or so? And it's not a full bunker. It's 1 Marine in the bunker. Hydras don't care.
Yeah, I think, you're right. Do it now, Gohan. It's time. Trutacz, I don't know what he's waiting for. I guess he's got a couple more Hydras across the map, but I think, you know, the time will run out. These siege tanks and siege mode will be done eventually.
Yeah,
another Marine enters the bunker.
Siege is halfway done. We got our first tank. We got to go. Look at what Terra has. He has 3 Goliaths, and the other 3 are in the main. So this is it. We got to go, dude. This is what we're building up for. You know that the guy's going to the late mech. Here we go. Okay, fine. He's going to jump on that bunker.
Oh, no repair. Oh, the SCVs, they're coming, but it's not fast enough. The DPS, oh, it's too much. The bunker goes down. And now he's got more and more Hydras rallied up coming through. The repair on the depot, you just can't repair against this number of Hydras. Siege mode finally done, but is it done in time?
I think he waited too long. He's trying to open up a full entryway, taking out the racks also, but SCVs are here. But here come the mutas. They can focus down that tank. That's exactly what the Hydras are doing, and we just don't have much defense from Terra. The Goliaths are trying to hold strong. SCV's doing work, but there's just not a lot of damage from Terra's point of view.
Trutacz, the Gladiator God. Now, unfortunately, another tank in the back is going to get up into siege mode. The mutas will evaporate a lot of SCV casualties, but it's still 32-21.
How is Terra holding this? I thought for sure these Hydras going to bust through, but the SCVs are soaking up so many hits. Sure, he lost a lot of SCVs, but he still has more SCVs than the Zerg has drones. But now we have 9 Hydras versus 3 Goliaths. Repair is godly, but there's just too many Hydras. Now we have high ground advantage Goliaths coming out. We need more tanks. I don't know if Terra can hold this.
Man, this is so close. More and more Hydras coming in. He actually has a couple mutas in the back and a couple Hydras that are hidden under an Overlord. He could be using that. He needs those units right now, but he doesn't know about them. There's 2 mutas and 4 Hydras under these Overlords in the back, and they're not moving.
Well, we've got a tank out, so Terra's going to hold on for now, but he's dangerously low on units. And because he's constantly had to transfer SCVs, a lot of his SCVs aren't mining, so he's not able to pump out consistently out of all 3 factories. It's just 2 units at a time. And here we go again. Is it enough for Trutacz to break through?
I mean, he is targeting the tanks in the back, but the tank's dealing so much damage to these Hydras, they cannot break past the SCVs. The Great Wall of Terran holds, and the Hydras are starting to pop little by little. By that tank actually did get picked off in the back. So as long as these Hydras micro against the SCVs, this is a lot of damage. Trutacz, he's breaking through the natural. He's done so much damage to Terra, but he hasn't broken him yet.
He hasn't broken him yet, but the SCV and drone count is getting very even now. Command center being floated, something you never want to do as Terran. But the tank on siege, I'm getting a little worried that we might get a little bit too close to these Hydras. And there's just more mutas being pumped out from Trutacz. He's playing it like a Zerg versus Pros when you take out the Sarah's build, the mutas. And here he comes. He's no anti-air right here. This tank is going to go down. I think Trutacz did it.
Oh, it's so close. He's rallying more and more mutas. He's fully switched into mutas as soon as the Goliath count got reset. And so now there's not enough Goliaths. He does have maybe 9 mutas. Wow, does he really have 9 mutas? This is crazy. He has so many. He's got 7, I guess. And there's only 1 Goliath. A turret gets up at the last second, but the natural is totally breached. He did save the command center, so that's waiting. But, man, Trutacz putting on so much pressure.
Yeah, Trutacz just wants to end this, and he picked off the eBay, which means Terra cannot spam any more turrets. And that means if we get a wipe on these Goliaths, there's going to be 0 anti-air to deal with these mutas. Here we go, more mutas coming in through the side. He's going to try and pick off the Goliaths, as I said, but they're not going to get the kill.
Now, he's already switched back into Hydras. Keep in mind, this is all off of 2 bases and 21 drones. So this entire game, Terra has had a better economy, but he's lost also much more of his economy than Trutacz has. So now we've got another bust attempt coming up here. It's Hydras and mutas this time. And I think there's only 1 tank. Yeah, there's still only 1 tank. Mutas diving to pick off the tank, and they get it.
Yeah, the command center's got to do work, soak up hits, because this is a lot of Hydras, but the turrets are in an amazing spot, actually going to push the Hydras and tanks back, and this is not the greatest angle for either side. More Goliaths coming out, and they're dealing a lot of damage. Going to try and focus on that tank, but he doesn't get it.
Ooh, man, Terror is holding on for dear life. This is like the 20-minute all-in. We started all-inning in about 7 minutes, and we're still all-inning at 12.
Yeah, I'm surprised Trutacz hasn't mixed in even like one more drone. There we go. At the natural, he just popped 3 more drones, but he is definitely trying to prevent Terror from getting this natural base. Terror has +1 weapon, so he's going for the camp style anyways. So this is nice for him if he actually can manage to survive to the mid and late game. Finally, we see a 3rd base coming up for Trutacz mid left.
One thing Trutacz has to know is that every turret in the world 1000% is at the front. So if he flies these mutas into the main, I mean, there are a couple of turrets, but there's very vulnerable depots. He could really start harassing because the Goliath count is A, low, and B, at the natural.
Yeah, and something that I thought was going to come into play. Okay, well, I think we're having another attack here. Hydras and mutas coming in through the front, trying to pick off that turret. Here come those Hydras, but the tanks are set up in a good position. I think there might actually just be too much terror at this point. The mutas, though,
oh my god, this is so tragic. The mutas moved forward, but they stopped just short, and it took them like a second to fire on the tanks. So that push totally fails, and Trutacz has got to start thinking about step 2.
Well, he does have 4 hatch with mid left going up, and no way Terror knows about it. Not that he could deny it anyways. Here come more mutas into the natural mineral line, trying to pick off as many SCVs as possible. We finally see a drone advantage for Trutacz. That's gonna be great for him. And what do you do as Terror? Like, he wants to camp, right? But his main's about to mine out. You can't camp on one base natural. Here come the mutas again, but the turrets are just dealing so much damage.
Why do you go now when you've got air carapace on the way? Like, either chill or go into the main. It's totally vulnerable. Head south, young man. Also, a little bit of a missed rally point, sends like 2-3 drones across the map for free. That's not great. Man, this is the weirdest game. I have not seen an all-in like this in a while, and I guess it's stopped being an all-in like it was. But let's see if Trutacz can switch it up into a macro game.
Well, he's done a good job to just keep the Goliath count down consistently. That's really all you need to do at this point while you're powering behind it. He's forcing Terror to make more turrets. He's starting to take top middle. And once we have 5 hatch, 6 hatch production, we're just gonna have so much econ. Now, that armory at the back of the base, as you said, very exposed. This is something I thought we might see on Sylphid, where we just dive the armory. Because once the armory goes down, there's no more Goliath. So he's just gonna jump on the turret for now. He may go onto the armory after this, though.
This is actually really good. He's finally found that weak spot in the back of the base, and now he can just camp the armory, camp the depots. I mean, obviously the Goliaths are going to come out, but taking out this armory, oh, is he going to cancel the upgrade? Oh my god, he doesn't commit for the upgrade. That was so narrowly canceled. He could have gotten that, and that would have denied the armor.
That would have been a great denial, but he also probably would have lost a lot of mutas there, so I don't think that was a bad choice. And he's just got so many mutas. He's going to have +1 armor himself, so it's not a big loss that armor was actually able to complete from Terror's point of view. Here come the mutas. They're going to get it this time. Now, he doesn't know that the upgrade's already done, but still, no more Goliaths can be able to be built.
All right, here we go. We're going back in again, this time to double turrets, but less Goliaths. The turrets go down. He's now focusing the armory. It's a little bit late on that one, but hey, it'll limit the Goliath count, right? Right? This is a lot of mutas over a control group. There's like 1.5 control groups of mutas, but they are going to get taken down to, wow, he still has like 14 mutas there.
This is one of the drawbacks of playing this Goliath style is, it sounds so dumb, but where do you put your armory? Because as soon as you move out, they can do moves like this. They just counterattack, kill the army. Now, it does leave them exposed to, a big push, but you know for a fact that there's not going to be any more Goliaths coming out. So that's something I'm always thinking about.
Wow.
Like, what's the best position for the army? Now, what do you do as Terror in this point of view? He's super dead. He's trying to get Vulture damage into the main, but if he comes in and sees 3 macro hatches being put down,
yeah,
that's not what you want to see from Terran's point of view.
Oh yeah, I mean, worse is that, I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You've got Goliaths, dude, and he needs the Goliaths just to hang on, because you can't keep building, 50 turrets all the way around your base. You're just never gonna make out. One of the depots in the back actually burns down and supply blocks Terror. So have fun, my dude. This is just gonna go from bad to worse. And also, Trutacz knows that this is the vulnerable spot. He's gonna try to look at the bounce from the glaives. Actually, it's not bouncing to the turrets anymore, but he's going to take out the starport. What?
Well, repair.
He's got 25 mutas. Oh my god, it does
go
down. Not good enough, Nyoken.
I thought he was going to save it. That was crazy how long it lasted. But Terror, he's down 40 supply at this point. Trutacz, all of his hatches coming in. He has those 20 mutas. As you said, they have +1 armor. He's starting to get +2 armor. And now that he's taken out the armory and the starport, we can't match the upgrades. The mutas are just going to take almost 0 damage to Goliath. They already deal half damage to him. Like, the mutas are just going to be crazy strong.
There's 10 turrets at the natural expansion. That's so much money. I mean, at least Terror will get to mine out 2 bases. But then he'll have also mined out 2 bases. So, a blessing and a curse, and here come the mutas again into the south side of the base.
Yeah, it's just so punishing when you're in a position like this. You just never feel like you can ever move out. Never, ever. You just gotta slowly push, but if you slowly creep to your side on this scenario would be mineral only, bottom middle, but it's Gladiator. There's 20 bases on this map. 4 base Terran can't win versus 10 base Zerg.
Man, this is such a suffocating style. I will just like to point out, for the record, how long it is taking Trutacz to kill a Terran that has been dead for a long time. So, be that as it may, still, Trutacz is doing everything else.
This is... I guess he's just waiting for Terror. I mean, that's what I would do. There's no reason. Why would I attack into 10 turrets? I know you're just going to mine out. So I'll just wait.
How he should actually just scout every other base. I think he did that earlier and I missed it, but just make sure there's not a hidden third. The only way the Terror wins this is with a hidden third or something. So as long as there's nothing out there, you're probably good.
Yeah, and we see a drone went to top right. Now he's just going to take that base. The vessel count has started to slowly creep up. We're at 2 now. They do have a Radiate, so a Radiate could potentially deal a lot of damage. And even though supplies are very lopsided, if we look at the drone count versus SCV count, I am pretty surprised that it's still 50. You would expect Trutacz to try and explode, at least in terms of econ. So maybe if Terror has ridiculously amazing trades, he can slowly draw the game out.
I mean, Trutacz is 50 supply up,
Well, there's no queens this time, Rapid. You can't just pop tanks, and there's a Radiate. And remember, 25 mutas, a Radiate just melts them. If remember back to KSL with Miso versus JYJ, where he just went pure muta and died to a Radiate, that could happen.
Oh my god, Bonnet's just talking about his brand new Protoss addition to the StarCraft family. Congratulations, Bonnet. A momentous moment in chat. Another fantastic Brood War player has been born. Congratulations. That's awesome. Damn.
That is very
what a moment.
Awesome.
So as one player dies, a new player lives.
Oh,
Thanks for keeping balance to the StarCraft force.
But it's not balanced, Rapid, because a Terran's dying and we're getting another Protoss that just goes carriers, man.
Fresh out of the womb and already building carriers. Nice. All right, we're doing it. It's time. 55 mutas flying in. There's irradiates everywhere, but we don't care. Infinity Zerg crashing against the Terran army, and I think this is going to go about like that single-player mission, Nyoken. Oh my god.
This looks like the single-player mission just running in the mass tank turret. This is it. Terra just has no money.
Okay, yeah, he's dead. All right, sick. I was a little bit unsure there for a second, but yeah, Trutacz is killing it. He's got way too much, still doubling up his opponent. Terra on 50 supply. That irradiate better kill everything there, but it's not. Everything else will fall. GG, Terra taps out, and once again, Trutacz brings it back. on Gladiator. Wow, this is amazing and almost identical to their series in the semifinals of Corrupted Cup. History truly repeating itself here.
Yeah, so we are going to go on to a Game 4, and if we get another victory here, we may have something we've never seen, which is Oxide in Game 5.
Yeah, so you guys better hope we go to Game 5.
Yes.
I don't even know what Oxide looks like. The amount of research I've done for the map, 0. And I think I'm not slacking either. I just know we're never going to see that map. So if we do, we're all in for a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, the games that I saw on Oxide, I think I saw exclusively Zerg versus Protoss. So it would be nice to see a Terran versus Zerg. It's an interesting map. It's very, very different. I feel like there's a lot of backstab potential there, which is, I think Trutacz is maybe favor of Trutacz a little bit. So we're going to have to hope that Trutacz can tie it up. Well, I personally hope to see Oxide, but never know. Terra's looking very good, but Trutacz definitely feeling a bit more confident now that he's able to secure that win.
Yeah. Whew. Wow. Let's do it. Let's get into our next game. It's New Bloody Ridge. Maybe appropriate considering how much Zerg it took to actually kill Terran. I think Terra probably going to make sure that doesn't happen again, but this is like going to be a real sort of moment for Trutacz where he has to like kind of change his fate, right? He's already been here once before. He beat Terra on Gladiator and Corrupted Cup, and now we're going into Neo Bloody Ridge, whereas in Corrupted Cup, I think the next match they went into was Overwatch. So actually kind of similar. Another 2-player map here. Terra was able to take it in Corrupted Cup. Let's see if Trutacz can give us our Game 5 on Oxide as we get into our 4th game in the second best of 5. All right, well, welcome everybody to game number 4 of our second best of 5 between this man in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Neo Bloody Ridge. This is our Polish Zerg player, Trutacz.
In the top right, as the blue, we have Terror. And if I'm Trutacz on this map, instantly that second Overlord is going to the right side, because you can proxy so many things, float it into the base. There goes an SCV, and this SCV is much faster than it's supposed to be. This is either an 8 block or an 8 racks.
What are we going for? I mean, so if you go for the eBay block, you're really thinking that Trutacz is just going to stick standard, go for that 12 hatch again. But I mean, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm getting my hopes up. There it is. A barracks in the middle of the map on 8.
This is so risky to do on a 2-player. Well, it's risky from both sides because where the Overlord's going, it would scout the center immediately, but it also exposes your Overlord to Marine getting killed. And also, the 8 racks is going to be very dangerous versus somebody that's most likely to go 12 patch on him. But if Zerg went for a 9 pool or something, look how far out the 8 racks is. There would be 0 chance of Terror probably surviving in this game. So what does Trutacz want to do? He's going to go 12 hatch. How many drones is he going to build afterwards? This is what it all comes down to. If he starts droning again, we might just be instantly dead.
Now, he hasn't actually built that. Okay, there it is. Finally building the hatchery. A little bit late on that. Oh, not too much, but I thought he was waiting until he had confirmation. Because like you said, you send the second Overlord to check for this, but it's going to be maybe a little bit too late. Now, he's going to see the angle the SCV comes in, and, if you've got one of those Zerg, like, divining sticks that prospectors use to find gold and water underground, what was it called? There's a special word for the forked stick that these ancient, like, Wild West people used to find water underground. I don't remember what it is, but if there's, like, a country lore person out there, let me know. He's got to detect this with the Star Sense. There's a Marine showing up right now, and here we go. We know.
I just remembered that this is, if he builds a depot at the entrance, I think you can build a depot there. These drones wouldn't have been able to get through. So actually, very lucky for Trutacz there to actually get any drones through. I don't know because I don't play Bloody Ridge very often, but
That would have been 3,000 IQ. Unbelievably big galaxy brain. But look at these drones, man. It's always a fine line between how far you chase with drones, because you don't want to lose too many. But this is 3 Marines, and that's so scary no matter how you slice it.
And what makes it even worse is what does he drill on with the drones? If he drills to where the Overlord is, they're going to go at an angle where the Marines aren't even headed. So he cannot drill onto these Marines, and we're just going to slow push a bunker. This hatch is dead, I think. You can tell that Trutacz is just giving up. He's just going to try in one base. That's going to be very hard to make work.
Yeah, because, like, what are you going to do? You're going to bust this with Lings? I don't know. Especially, like, watch this depot. He's just going to block with a depot in front or another bunker as he slow pushes. Honestly, I don't like Terror playing this defensively. I think you pop the Marines out and put them back in and out and in and out.
I am a little surprised he didn't push the bunker. But I like how Trutacz recognized that, hey, this guy isn't pushing the bunker, and you can see that he reset his sunken colony, because that sunken colony was not in range of the bunker. Now, I'm still not sure if it's in range, but the other one
think it is
not in range. Here we go. He's gonna
okay, so he is going to start pushing this. That's, actually, he went a little bit farther forward. Loses 1 Marine. Good micro. Using the SCV to tank. Ooh, it's looking good for Terror, but I think wisely he is just going to ditch it.
And behind us, we have Starport going up. So Terror really going to continue to put the pressure on. And look at what Trutacz has behind this. He's risking his whole tournament. 2 base Hydra. There's no lair. He really thinks that Terror is powering really hard, and he may actually catch Terror off guard. But remember, we saw how strong Repair has been all day long. If he can just identify that this is an all-in, if he can get a bunker up with a Repair, he should be able to hold. A lot of links being produced, so we're all in.
Yeah, we're doing it. I love this. There's gonna be so many speedlings out here, and Terror has put all of his money for the last minute and a half into a command center, a starport, a wraith, a depot, and a bunker. I don't know if that's gonna last too long against Hydras.
This is it, and he's pulling all of his, well, not all of his SCVs, but a lot of SCVs is exactly what he needs to do. But this is a lot of links. Great SCV drill, but they got to get on top of that bunker. That's not a lot of links. He's going to be able to fend this off, or is he? More links coming in the front, and it goes down.
Trutacz with the sickest block to kill all the Marines that were in the bunker, and the bunker too. This natural's still building. I don't know if you're going to complete that. Terror in so much trouble. We're going to see Oxide, Nyoken.
We might see Oxide, but Terror's holding it very well. There's no lair. It's still pure Ling. There's no Hydras, no Hydra upgrades at all. SCVs, not a lot of them went down, and we have Vultures with an SCV blocking it. The command center is so close to being finished. If he just sends an SCV over there to oh my god, Rapid. Just like on Sylphid, imagine he completes this command center, floats it over his SCV, and puts on hold position. Then the Lings cannot engage because they can't actually attack the SCVs because they're trying to hit the Vulture. But here comes 3 Hydras.
Oh man, here we go. They've got to target down the Vulture, but they can't actually reach it there in the back. They don't have range or anything, so it's actually really close. The Hydras are dying here. They're very precious. They've got to be used against the Wraith too. Trying to move forward. The Ling's getting taken out. Is this I feel like this is that pigeon meme. Is this a hold?
Yeah, I think it is a hold because we've got a lot of SCVs here. He needs to repair that second Vulture, though. It's extremely low. Command center is being floated, and he is going to put down a bunker, so he's going to hold for now. And if that Wraith is still alive, he should send it across the map and try and evaluate what's going on. But I think it did go down. Trutacz going to try to come in again. Oh, instantly gets one of the Vultures, but the SCV's blocking that choke.
Damn, this is so close.
Yeah, we're at 8 SCVs.
Dude, is this exactly like the last game? Are we going to see another 12-minute all-in?
Well, now Terror's finally being able to push all these Hydras back, but he lost so much. Luckily for him, he has a second command center, but because he lost the Wraith, he doesn't know if the lair's already done. What's the follow-up? So he's going to be probably very anxious about what could possibly come at him, and he's probably going to over-defend when he doesn't need to, and that's going to allow Trutacz to get back into the game. You can see Trutacz has already responded with Aspire. He's powering himself.
Man, this series is it's so good. I love watching these guys play. over and over again. And it is truly our luxury. How blessed are we to watch them do this for a second time? I mean, their series in Corrupted Cup was already pretty good, and it really set up a sick storyline for the finals because Terror was so dominant. And then Bottom crushed it. I was like, okay, well, so much for that story. But I love that it's playing out differently this time around. We've got new maps, and I think Trutacz has really started to step up his mind game, especially against Terror specifically. Figuring him out now, doing so much. Although catching this drone, taking that out, delays this third base a lot longer.
Yeah, it's the second drone he caught. That's very punishing. Trutacz really wants to get up at third base. But what I'm mostly worried about is that we're going for a drop, but the Spire is up. And if we unload these 4 Marines, that's our entire anti-air. There's no eBay, there's no armory, we have nothing. So unless this drop wins the game, which there's no way it could win the game, but he needs to draw a lot of attention there so he can start getting the eBay and armory completed, because once the mutas move across the map, we're just gonna have free reign over this SCV line.
I mean, this is a lot. You can fit a lot in these little drop ships, and they're coming in. There's an Overlord to scout, but where does the Zerg player have for units? Does Trutacz literally have no units right now?
Well, he's about to have 6 mutas, and 6 mutas beat 4 Marines. Okay, I like that.
Are you sure about that, Nyoken?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I watched SPX kill 100 Marines or 100 mutas with those few Marines he had. Vultures come in, and he's trying to drop the natural, but they're just going to get picked off. And I think this is GG.
That's got to do it. I mean, he just has nothing. They both have almost nothing, but Terror's got less nothing. There it is. Yeah, Terror taps out. GG. Wow. History is being rewritten here at the BSL. We will not have a repeat of the Corrupted Cup semifinals, but what we will have is the map Oxide in our deciding game number 5.
We've done it, Rapid. I didn't think
Finally.
it would ever happen until the finals where they can't dodge the maps, but we got Oxide, and this is literally up in the air because you would have to assume that both players have limited practice on this. Very limited.
You're too kind there, Nyoken. You ain't practicing Oxide.
You're not.
Because a lot of times players will use like weird maps to play this weird game of veto chicken, where they're just like, you're gonna ban that map, so I can get a bonus ban, and then it magically makes it through. And this is like your tournament life. Like, thanks to Blizzard, we have like a pretty decent prize pool for each BSL season. It's $1,000 that they're contributing, and so the prize distribution difference is $25 to make it when you make it to the round of 8. And then it goes up to $100 minimum, 4 times that much if you make it to the semifinals. So like, that's just a lot of money on the line, and it's coming down to Oxide. This map is like, Zero is actually a little bit slower making this map because like it's slower to load the replay on the map you just like have never seen before. I'm pretty sure that's how technology works, right? I don't know, but it's also slower for me to load this map because I've never seen this map before either. So I don't know what to expect, man. We're gonna have to let something take the wheel here, because it is, you cannot predict what's about to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm ready. I've been waiting weeks for this. Let's see it. Oxide is not just the first map. This is the decider, Rapid. Who makes it out to face Jaeyoon?
All right, let's find out. Getting into our final map of the night on Oxide. I am so excited. Okay, let's do it. Game number 5. The winner of this match will advance on to face Jaeyoon in the round of 4 in the upper left-hand corner in the red. Playing Zerg from Poland, it's Trutacz.
And in the bottom right, we've got the blue Terran repping South America. It is Terror. Oh, we've got shenanigans.
Hell yeah.
And how do you scout this? There's so many spots. There's no way Trutacz has played this so many times that he knows all the positions. But I have to say that generally, when I play in BSL, usually the higher ranked player tends to ban second. So that would mean, like you were saying earlier, where the mind game's like, oh, you're going to ban Oxide, so I don't ban it. Well, that probably meant that Trutacz let this map go through, so maybe he has something planned.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Terra's just like Googling what the map looks like, where he's going to put his proxy racks. He's like, okay, me proxy here, me build Marie. But no, for real, Terra is so legit. And a lot of people previously would characterize Terra as maybe like a little bit of an over-aggressive player, because he would actually 8 racks quite well. It was always an option that was on the table. But lately, he's been playing this like honorable mech macro Terran style. And I'm just like, what's going on here? But now, returning to style, out with the 8 racks. He did it once, and he's doing it again. I want to say that hold from Trutacz, epic in the last game. Can he do it again?
Now, here we go. Drone, where's it going to head? Ooh, okay, it did not hook a right. It is just going straight to the center of the map. But because, again, it is a 2-player map, I'm a little surprised that Terra's decided that 8 racks is the move to make on a 2-player map, because Trutacz is going to come in here and see it. But the Marine count is going to build up very quickly on a 2-player map. You're going to have, you know exactly where they are. It's not like Fighting Spirit where you're just putting it in the center. So he's got basically as close of a racks as he's going to get. Now, where does he want to put the bunker?
I mean, we've already decided that it's a 12 hatch, which is not exactly what you want. The bunker is going down. Like, you can put the bunker between the minerals and the hatchery, or maybe right up against the wall. I'm not sure exactly where it fits. It definitely doesn't fit behind the minerals here, but with
under the minerals and at the bottom right corner. If you put a bunker there, I think that might be drone tight if the SCV put a bunker right there, right where it is.
I think he's trying to figure it out, but he's got a micro against the drones. That's priority number 1. Oh, a lot of damage on that SCV. And there's a ramp here, so the drones really can use that. Now, can they drill? I don't think so. But the drones, he actually has 2 drones coming from behind. What? Where did those come from? He's going to take out both the Marines and the SCV.
This was a perfect. But he gets all 3 Marines and the SCV. Now what do you do as Terra? And he didn't even drill. He lost, what, 2 drones? And I think I remember reading, like, if you lose your 8 racks, like, you don't get a bunker down and stuff like that, you need to kill at least 3 drones there. So if he did not manage to kill 3 drones, he ended up building, I think, more Marines than he actually wants to build because he's teching behind it. The Terra really not in a good position, and Trutach's build really has gone unhindered because this time he's got his lair going.
Man, I don't know. If TT1 is a god, this is TT0. Trutacz. He's the truth. What a sick hold. The 2nd time in a row, and now he is in a fantastic spot. He's got drones everywhere, and he doesn't have to worry about anything coming to get him.
First Vulture coming out, but Trutacz is ready for this. He's already got his sunken. You know what I would actually like? I would like for him to send that SCV in like he just did, but now that it's hurt, that's not going to work. But try and sneak the Vulture through, because at this point, we need to get something done with the Vulture. It cannot just sit there and try and play out the game. I really think that we need damage. Even if we don't kill any drones, force drones off the lines or something.
Got it. That's number 11, I think. No, but you need something. I totally agree. I mean, I like that neither player's playing this like too greedily, because one reaction for Terra could be like, okay, well, now he's gonna play greedy, so I can play greedy as well. And I mean, I guess Terra is taking this moment to macro, but I don't know if he's gonna feel too comfortable doing that, knowing that Trutacz is maybe a little bit ahead.
Yeah, and Trutacz sent a drone to the bottom of his base to make sure there was no floated factory or rats. And I love that move, making sure that no gimmick actually ends the game. Now, here comes a lot of Lings, and they have speed. 1 Vulture, no way it can defend. I like this move from Trutacz, even though it does, hurt his econ a bit. This forces a bunker, forces a depot that you don't want to build at either. You don't want to build either of them. It would have been a big supply boom for you. So I'm loving the play. Here comes those Lings. How much damage can they actually get done?
Oh, they're going to take this bunker down. You can't repair while it's building. Does he cancel it? No, I guess not. That's a lot of Lings, and he's not even in range with the... Oh, no! It's not tight! The Marines go down! Tragedy striking here for Terra, but he still has that Vulture. That's going to push the Lings away.
Yeah, and he at least has that Vulture at the natural, so he can at least confirm that there's not mass Ling coming. It would have been heartbreaker if he knew 12 more lanes or something were on the map coming at him. And what's really interesting here is, where's the eBay Rapid? Do you see an eBay anywhere? Because I don't. It just now starts, and we have Mutas coming out. And sure, Goliaths are decent versus Mutas, but he needs range, he needs turrets. You cannot fight Mutas with just like 3 or 4 Goliaths.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, I get it. That's the idea, but he has to know that he's behind enough to where Goliaths are not going to cut it.
Yeah, he needs to get turrets up, and the eBay is not even done yet. He's got to... Remember, on Gladiator, he built 10 at his natural. And when you're at this, as a Terran, when you're in this feeling of you're desperate to get turrets up, you just start spamming them everywhere. And if you spam too many, sure, you might be alive, but then all of a sudden Zerg takes a third base, and you just never recover. So here we go. Turret's not done. He also doesn't have range, so he can't even engage this.
Oh, God. Also, the Goliaths are stuck up against the SCVs. He's actually going to run forward, try to target down the Goliath. There's a Scourge here for a reason. I don't know what that is, but it's there. He's waiting to see if maybe he can pick something off, but there's nothing doing. Oh, man, this is just devastation. I think history is about to be rewritten here in Ioken. I think the counter of the Mutas, they're too strong.
Yeah, there's just too many Mutas. Goliaths are not the greatest in low numbers versus Mutas, and we're just picking off these Goliaths as they pop out of the factory. And this is going to be Trutacz more than likely taking it 3-2. This was a reverse comeback too. Oh my, this is just crazy how Trutacz was able to get back in this series. I thought for sure he was dead after the first 2 games.
Yeah, the reverse sweep from Trutacz, man. He got home from Poland. It's only like a 2-hour flight, and he starts loading up those replays. He's finding out every single way to take Terror out, and he is about to do it. He's on top of the production. There's Goliaths on the way, but they cannot come fast enough.
And I still don't even think he has range. Look, the Goliath can't fire it. He's still, well, maybe he does have range now, but the factory's about to go down. 1 factory production versus 2 or 3 hatch Mutas. This is going to be it. Terror's going to fall in the round of 8.
Damn. I mean, this is going to set up such a sick rivalry between these two players. Like, these guys live like 10,000 miles apart, and now they are mortal enemies. It's, you know, it's hard to say which way it's going to go next time, especially if they play on LAN, but it doesn't get much better than this. Trutacz crushing 2 8-Raxes in a row, and Terror now getting taken out in the round of 8. The BSL Season 7, I don't know if he's going to stay on much longer. He tried to get these turrets up, but you can't out-repair this many Mutas in the sky. 9 Mutas taking down the last turret and the last Goliath now, with more and more on the way. Trutacz is killing it. GG Terror taps out, and Trutacz advances on to the semifinals of BSL Season 7.
Yeah, and what wonderful play from Trutacz. Keep his mental state intact, didn't let the games affect him. And you got to have some balls to Ling all in the 4th game. And then you also have to have balls to 8-Rax 2 times in a row. So props to them that I guess they had plans. They went for it. They didn't let anything affect it. Like, oh, I don't want to throw the game by 8-Rax. I'm going to still stick to it. But this time, Trutacz came out on top, getting a little bit of redemption for his Corrupted Cup series versus Terror.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't honestly. I respect the 8-Rax on like Oxide, especially because it's like a little bit of a wackier map, and maybe you can catch your opponent off guard. The one before that, close, but like, you know, no cigar again. Trutacz super good at defending against that. So you live by the 8-Rax, you die by the 8-Rax, and so impressive to see Trutacz come back, reverse sweeping here to advance on to the next round. We had 2 5-game best of 5s. What a way to start off the round of 8.
Yeah, and now we're gonna have Jaeyoon versus Trutacz. I think Jaeyoon's got his work cut out for him, because Trutacz, ZVZ, it's gotta be his best matchup. If it's not, I would be shocked. This guy is such a killer in ZVZ, but you never know. Maybe Jaeyoon won't play ZVZ. He can play PvZ, he can play TvZ. You never know. But yeah, it's gonna. I think that Trutacz has got a good shot to redeem his or take the title again.
I totally agree. I mean, I'm thinking back to the finals of last corrupted, or not of last BSL, and I want to say that Trutacz did not have to play Zerg in the playoffs. I think he played Goranich. Okay, never mind. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is, Trutacz is one of the best ZVZers in the world. Him and Eon Zerg, you do not like you don't play ZVZ against him. And Jaeyoon has only just now started to play ZVZ, so I'm just like, it's gonna be weird. But maybe he's gonna be studying those reps. I don't know what he's gonna do, but you're right, he has his work cut out for him. But